Hey guys, come on in. We're gonna do a SendOutCards mobile pocket presentation here in just a second. So I know you guys are coming in. I am gonna tell you ahead of time that I am not watching the video. I do not have access to the chat, but this presentation will be available up on YouTube probably in the next day or so. So let's go ahead and get started. This is our new friend Mary. Mary, how are you tonight?
I'm fine, thank you.
Awesome. So what we've done, Mary, is I know there are people around. We've got kind of a camera going, but I want to just show you SendOutCards from start to finish. And I know that I've kind of shown you what we're going to do a little bit just from a sketch, but feel free to ask me anything throughout the entire presentation. Cool?
I will. Thank
Okay,
you.
awesome. Let's have some fun.
Okay.
So, Mary, I got involved in SendOutCards back in 2006. At the time, I owned an equipment rental company for the film and television industry, and we rented literally like traffic cones. I used to joke that I was a cone peddler, literally, figuratively. And in that business, it was really tough from a marketing perspective. So there was one big place for us to market, and it was $80,000 a year to market. So every month, I had to put $8,000 in a savings account to basically put one ad in one book called the LA 411. And that was pretty much all I got to do for the entire year. And a buddy of mine called me out of the blue one day and said, "Hey, do you ever send out thank you cards to your clients?" And I said, "No." He's like, "Why not?" I'm like, "Well, it's expensive. I'm a guy. I don't know where these people live." You know, all of those excuses from a business perspective. And I said, "Look, dude, unless you're telling me," he said, "Oh, I got a system, right? I got a system." I said, "Look, unless you're telling me that this system of yours does all the work, it prints it, puts it in an envelope, puts a stamp on it, takes it to, like all of that stuff, I am so not interested. I'm a busy business owner." And he said, "Well, then I'm going to keep talking." And I said, "Well, then my credit card's out." And that was the end of it. And so I signed up for the biggest package because for me, I just thought $80,000, how do I cut that away? Like that was my whole goal in that entire business was how do we remove that piece? That's a huge chunk for a small business owner, right? So we started using SendOutCards and got unbelievable results. As soon as I realized that if I started appreciating my clients, it was better than me just marketing to my clients. So we sent out cards to all of the people that would let us bid on shows to rent equipment to them. And we would send one to all the people in the office saying, "Thank you so much for letting us bid on the show. We probably didn't get it, but we appreciate it." We would send brownies. We would just send tons of cards. We just flooded. And we never got the job on the first crack. We were the high-priced guys in town, right? So we were going along, and we were cranking. Business was growing. We were getting all these new clients. We had some of the biggest name musical acts in the business. And then one day, I was sitting down with my insurance agent, and her name's Deb. She's a friend of mine, and we sat down for lunch, just as friends do for lunch. And I was like, "Deb, like I don't think you understand. I think I just cracked this marketing nut. Like I think I've just figured this gig out." She's like, "Oh, what?" And I was like, "It's this goofy little card company, and we're sending out thank you cards and happy birthday cards." And I said, "Basically, you know, anybody does anything, they get a card from us." She was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Here's the thing. I'm with your insurance agency. I'm not supposed to say who it is, State Farm. And and every year I get a great birthday card from State Farm that says, 'Hey, happy birthday. Come on in and change your life insurance.'"
With a calendar.
With a calendar, which is really not a birthday card, right? It's an advertising piece, which is why it goes immediately in the trash every year. So I was telling her about SendOutCards just in friendly conversation, and we got them online, and I showed her how to send a card, and we actually sent a card to her mom, of all places. Didn't think anything of it. We went and simply finished our lunch, went away. I didn't even think anything of it. A couple of weeks later, a check arrives in my mailbox from SendOutCards, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what just happened?" And she was like, so I was like, "What just happened?" They sent me a check. I don't know why. So I called corporate. And she's like, "Can I have your ID number?" And I said, "No," because I was afraid that they were going to take that check back that they sent it in on accident, right? And so finally, you know, I'm like, "Well, why are you sending it?" She's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Well, I don't know why you sent it to me." So she's, you know, clickety clack clack on her computer key. And she's like, she finally says, "Do you know Deb?" And I said, "Yeah, of course. She's my insurance agent." She goes, "Well, she signed up." And I said, "Signed up for what?" She goes, "For SendOutCards." I said, "Yeah, so?" She says, "What do you mean so?" And I said, "Well, what do you mean so?" And we went back and forth. And she says, "Well, you know that every time you bring a customer or a new distributor to the table, we send you a check." I said, "No, nobody ever told me that." I said, "Goodbye." hung up the phone, immediately called the guy that signed me up, and I said, hey, did you know we make money out of this? He says, yeah, that's why I showed it to you. I'm thinking, well, he was just trying to be a nice guy, but apparently, not necessarily the case. And I said, well, why didn't you tell me that there was an opportunity to make some money here? And he says, well, because I knew you were busy in your business, and I didn't really want to interfere with that business. I knew you were focused on that business. And I said, dude, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm all about making some extra cash. Who makes money in this deal? He gave me this guy named Jordan Adler, right? And I was like, get him on the phone. We have 15 minutes to get him on the phone. And ever since then, I've gone and built a huge SendOutCards organization. We have people from all over involved. It's been the best thing for me, my family, my community. It's been awesome. So the reason why I want to show you both how to send a card, how we use the product of SendOutCards, but also the money, is simply as information. I don't want you to be in the same boat I was, which not having all the information doesn't give you the ability to make the absolute best decision for you and your family. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. Any questions so far? How did I get this good looking? Jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. No, good question.
What do you like best about the company?
Frankly, what I like best about the company is I've been in the company for about 9 years, almost 10 years, and I've never not received a check every single month since I started with SendOutCards.
What do you like least about the company?
The fact that there aren't more checks coming every month.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. For me, there's not a whole lot of negatives. We make people feel awesome. We get to celebrate people before they pass away. We get to use technology, and the company is moving always towards the next step in technology, so we're ahead of that. We're a simple business, so you don't have to, lug crates of stuff around. You don't have to carry a bunch of inventory. You can simply share this with your friends and family while you're out doing whatever you're doing. They've never missed a commission check. I've never had a single problem. We have the best customer service department in the world. We have the best online support system in the world. We have several active Facebook groups that are absolutely unbelievable in helping, assisting people, anybody that wants to use it as a product user and or build a business. There's room at the table for everybody, and everybody is celebrated. So, you know what? Honestly, my least favorite thing about the company is that I don't get to be around my team and my organization every single day. Like, because we're such a cool family, and it's such a great group of people because people are upbeat and they're positive. So I would say if I had a least favorite thing, it would be that I wish I could have my whole organization and our whole family, like, in my living room at all times. I know that's kind of a politician answer, isn't it?
No, actually, it's a good answer. So how do you network, like, virtually or like?
For me, I'm always out meeting people, and the great thing about how I build my SendOutCards business is I like to work with other people's warm market as well. So the great thing, and as I show you how the money works, you'll see that I have a financial and a vested interest in helping you succeed. So if I can help you get this into the hands of a few of your friends, and then I work with those friends to help them get it into the hands of a few of their friends, pretty soon our network all grows exponentially. But I just meet people. I mean, you and I met this evening. But when I'm out talking to people, I'm asking them the same question I asked you, which is, hey, you have an iPhone? Oh, cool. Hey, if I could show you a way to make money with that smartphone, sharing an app that everybody loves to use, you want to see it? 9 out of 10 people tell me yes. I mean, I can literally sit in a Starbucks coffee table.
Waiting in line.
People are always...
Airport or whatever.
Absolutely. I like on airplanes is my favorite. Before the flight takes off, I'll see them playing on their phone, and I'll say, hey, what is that, an Android or iPhone? So once you understand that just asking a simple question, it's not about pitching, it's not about selling, it's not about being pushy, it's just simply, hey, if I could show you a way to make money with that tool of yours, that smartphone, sharing an app that everybody loves to use, you want to see it? If they say no, I'm like, okay, cool. And I don't even give it a second thought. If they say yes, I'm like, cool, let's sit down for 20 minutes and let me show you how it works. That's it.
What makes this business different than other businesses similar? Like, that is, like, say, Mary Kay or Tupperware or Pampered Chef, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is this more unique?
Well, it's totally unique. It's totally unique, and for me, I'll tell you why I like it. And just for some context, I speak and train for a lot of competing companies. Okay, and I make SendOutCards my home, and I have since 2006. Because, and here are all the reasons. It's not a startup. I don't want to be involved in a startup. That's too risky for me. I didn't want to carry a bunch of inventory.
That's it.
It's a plus. I also I didn't want to get involved in having a really high expensive monthly investment every month into the business that I wasn't going to use. I like the fact that we don't have an inventory that a government agency can hate. Right? What I mean by that is, companies can come and they have ingredients in their products, and all the government has to do is say, we don't like that, and they're out of business. I like that we're a conservative company. Our founder and CEO, Cody Bateman, is probably one of the most conservative CEOs in this home-based business space.
Fiscally or?
Both fiscally as well as how the company is run, in terms of he is always going to err on the side of being conservative versus playing close to the line.
Gotcha.
Right? You're never going to see big flashy income claims. You're going to see that the first thing I do is I'm going to give you disclaimer cards, right? So I like the fact that it's fun. I like the fact that it makes a difference in the world. I like the fact that I can talk to business owners and have them increase their business. We have Steven here, who's a real estate agent. I can show him how to build the SendOutCard business to help his real estate business. I can also show my mom, who's retired and just wants to have some fun sending pictures, goofy pictures of her bridge ladies or her golf club ladies on the front of a card, and she does it from her golf cart, and she thinks she's just hysterical.
Well, let me ask you something about that. I noticed that the millennial generation, like they don't do cards. Like what hook are you using to get them to, just the fact that it's technology, it's virtual, they can use their app.
Two things. It's technology and it's a mobile phone. And the kids today,
they don't actually have to write.
They don't have to write. They don't even have to type. We can actually use our voice and text or talk into it. So the millennials love it because they can have their creative outlet with technology. They live with their phone attached right to their arm like they're heroin addicts.
They really do.
And so we just play into that, right? So going back to your question, what makes us different? Let's take a business where you're going into somebody's home and you're going to set up and you're going to do a party, right? Think about that. How do you tell a millennial that they need to load their car up with some inventory, drive it to somebody's house where they didn't invite anybody over there in the first place, and do a part like that? That they're like, what are you talking about? I want to play World of Warcraft, right?
Well, actually, this whole business just kind of it reinvented.
Old school hospitality using new school technology.
Yes, because I worked in IT. I worked in training for years. I have a teaching background, but writing cards. I still handwrite cards. So I think this gives a new generation an opportunity to be personal.
It totally does.
In a way that allows them to use what they're familiar with.
It does, because it marks a moment in time. So before we started, remember I took that picture?
Yeah.
Now a millennial can take a picture of their friends and put it on the front of a card.
Right.
Right? And so one of the pushbacks I get, one of the objections sometimes people will say is, oh, nothing beats a handwritten card. Well, two things. One, when you come on board with us, certain packages include your handwriting font and 4 signatures. So we actually do your own handwriting, so it can be your handwriting. Secondly, from a business perspective, I always say, look, let's talk about results. A handwritten card is nice. Somebody opens it up and it's nice, and it usually has the company logo on the outside of the card. They look at it, they read it, they go, awesome. They might stick it on their desk for a couple of days, but if it doesn't have any emotional meaning to them, it goes right in the trash, right? But now imagine you having the ability to take somebody's picture off of Facebook or take a picture of them, drop it on a card with them and their family on it. Now, type a message in the computer or on your phone in your own handwriting, hit send. Now where does that card last?
Well, it's totally true. How many Christmas cards with photos? I have I won't get rid of them because they're pictures of people I care about, love. So, I mean, I've got them from all these Christmases back. I just cut the date out.
Exactly.
Right? So
exactly.
It's true. You're right. It won't go in the trash. That's
it won't go in the trash. Yeah. So like my mom is a grandmother. I have two nephews, and it's hysterical. I go over to her house, and she literally, I one time saw my mom take a picture on her phone of my nephew's Facebook page on the computer because she liked the picture and she couldn't figure out how to get the picture. She took a picture of his Facebook page photo, sent it to herself on a card so she'd have it.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, so I love it that there's just, it's creative, it's fun, people are awesome, people are having a good time.
It's intuitive too. I've seen Luann showed me the app. It's intuitive. Yeah.
So let me show you the app. So this for you guys that are watching on Periscope, this is just connected to a cable so the rest of the room can see what we're doing what we're doing up here on the screen. So let me show you how this works. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit the SendOutCards app on the phone here. Okay? And it's gonna come up. We have about 17,000 cards to choose from in a bunch of different categories on here. I like to be low tech, so you're gonna see that I'm like the basic card sender. I'm not a big, massive, creative card sender. So
but you do include the photo.
I do. I always put the photo on the front just because that was the easiest thing for me to figure out. That's all, right?
And it is the hook. It's
the total hook. Yeah. So down here you can do a 3-panel card or a big card or a postcard as well. But we're just going to go ahead and create that card. I'm going to tap this and it's going to say right where your photo here. Now I can use a photo that's in my SendOutCards account already. I could take a photo of us right now, or I could use a photo that we took before. I like to take pictures before we actually do the app because we're in a space that I don't know how technology works. If the app crashes, I want to be able to have the photo. So just be aware that if you're using this, try to take the photo ahead of time before you go into the app so it saves it, because if we were to take it now and then the app crashes, we would lose the photo. Does it make sense?
No, yeah, it totally makes sense.
Okay, so we're going to use this photo. So I'm just tapping this photo. It's going to put it right there on the computer, right there. Now I have a little bit of leeway here in how I like it.
You can adjust it.
Yep. As soon as I like it, all I do is tap it, and that locks the photo in. Okay? Now I just swipe it to the left, and you'll see there that it says inside top. So this is a flip top bottom card. So then I'm just going to flip it one more time to the left. And now I'm in the text. I want to write on the bottom of the card. Okay, so all I do is touch there, and now it looks just like a text, right? You'll recognize this text thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click this F, and these are all the different fonts you can choose. Okay, so we'll use. You know what? I'm going to use this one. Okay. Then this little A here, I can move the font bigger or smaller. So I have a grandmother that is super old, and so she has a hard time seeing it. So I literally make the font huge, and it's just like, have an awesome day, Grandma, and that's it. I actually send my grandma a card almost every day.
You're a good grandson.
Yeah, whenever I speak at an event, I always make the audience wave and I take a selfie and I put it right on the front of a card.
Where does she live?
She's in Wichita.
Aww.
But she was a speaker back in her day, so she just loves it and she knows that everybody's waving to her.
Just warm her heart up.
Totally, I'm a good grandkid.
You are.
And then over here we have this little paint can, and this is the different colors of fonts we can use on the inside. And I can just move my finger down there, or I can use one of the ones on the side. So I can change it to purple there. I then click this text box, and now I'm back into the text. Now I could click this microphone and talk into it, but my autocorrect is terrible.
Oh, tell me about it. Mine is bad.
And it would be really bad. So I can just say, hey, Mary. Okay, so I've written a message, and when I'm done, I just click done. It'll show the message there. So I just said, I said, hey Mary, hope you enjoy this sugar high. Give someone an awesome day. Your buddy Casey, and then I put my phone number. Okay. Now I put my phone number on there so that if I want somebody to call me back, I can put my phone number. The other thing I can do, I could say, if I was in a business environment, what we used to say was, hey, we want to make sure these brownies arrive safely, so when you get them, will you give us a call just to make sure they got there?
Smart.
Insta
Really
call
smart.
back. Nobody doesn't call. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Okay.
Those brownies have to go. That's it. That is the way to. That's so smart.
We call them crack.
So those are really good brownies.
Exactly.
They seriously are.
Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add this card to the cart. It's going to show the card there, and then I'm going to add a gift to it. I just click Add a Gift. You don't have to add a gift to the card, but we like to. I click All Gifts. We have about 1,800 gifts. It's mind-boggling what these.
She showed it to me. I was like,
It's
wow.
crazy. We have everything from books and CDs.
Where's all this stuff housed?
In a giant warehouse up in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Wow.
It's our corporate office. It is an amazing facility. If you ever get a chance to go up there.
You've toured it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just sit there and I like, this is what I look like. I just look, I mean, my eyes glaze over and go, yeah, you know what? I just send cards on my phone.
How
you
many
guys,
employees do they have?
7 trillion. I
No, you're
don't know.
kidding.
A couple hundred, I
That's
believe.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's impressive.
We're very automated. We're very, very efficient. And one of the reasons that we can offer our product at below market cost or below what you can get it at whatever is because we operate that efficient.
Wow.
They're amazing up there. Customer services, it's an amazing organization. If you're ever up there, you should go check it out. It's cool.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go ahead and add brownies to this. Okay? I'm going to just go ahead and add those to the cart. As soon as this comes up, I just go right to checkout. It's very similar to just buying stuff online. It's there going to show the return address. Now I'm using Bruce's phone, so Bruce's address will be on there. Little does he know I'm using his account. And we'll just spend his money. You want a dozen brownies? How many brownies do you want?
No, who's Bruce?
This is Bruce. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Hi, Bruce. Thanks for the brownies.
So this is going to have his return address on it. You have a default return address in there. We're just going to click Continue Checkout. And you can put in a new contact or somebody that's already in the system. So once you're already in the system, you don't have to do it again. So we're going to go ahead and put new recipient.
It allows you to update information.
Yep, absolutely. So what I've done is I've got Mary's information over here on this piece of paper, and I'm going to put it on here so you guys can't see it, so you don't stalk her. Although, sometimes that might be a good thing. Okay, so all I'm doing here, Mary, is I'm just putting in your address here, and I'll show you what this looks like here in a second.
I can't do the two-thumb type. The typing with the thumbs?
I do it for a living, so I had to get used to it.
So someone asked, do we have an iPad version?
Yes.
We're getting hearts.
Woo! Give us some hearts, guys. And if you're watching this on the replay, you can also do hearts as well. Oh, I literally just put my name in the state.
I want to ensure I get the brownies. Make sure you put Unit A.
I did. That's what I was.
Awesome.
That's what was going. I couldn't get the A to capitalize because I kept hitting the wrong button here. So 9.
Because I'll be calling you.
And the hearts are flowing.
Hearts are flowing.
All the colors.
Love it. Now I'm gonna show you when I have your address in here. I can click Save as New Contact.
Yeah.
And I can put your email address and your phone number as well. So when I'm out at networking events, when you're asking how you're networking, I now what did I say? Oh.
That's
Perfect.
the autocorrect.
That's the autocorrect. That's
Or it'll put CSEE space me.
Okay, there we go. So so once I have it, I can. So when you were asking how I network, when I network, I don't take business cards anywhere. I simply say, hey, let me show you how I do it. I take a picture and I go through the same process. And we're talking a bit, so usually I can get it done in about a minute, 2 minutes.
I bet you could.
Okay. That sounded. Yeah. That's a whole different meetup group, Mary. Don't throw me off.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there we go. Now all of a sudden we're all blushing. We're all like, getting hot in here. Okay, so now I have it in here. I just click Continue to Checkout.
Oh. Oh, my
and it's
goodness.
going to now show the address I'm sending it to. It's going to say where it's going. I click continue to checkout again. It's now going to show how much it is. So this shows that it's 13 points and $4.50. I'll explain the points in a minute, but $4.50 to ship it. I just click submit payment, and as soon as that little thing pops up, done.
So in real time, you're thinking, I'm thinking maybe 3 minutes in real time to do all this.
Yeah.
Versus going to the store, getting the stamp, writing it out, blah, blah, blah.
Yep, exactly.
So you save time, you save money, you save energy.
Absolutely. And the cards are 5x7, which means they go into a frame
Yeah.
perfectly.
Nice. I've seen that.
And they're recycled, made on recycled paper with vegetable
It's even
basing.
better.
Exactly. It's like
Wow.
it's a no-brainer.
It sounds too perfect.
Exactly, doesn't it? Well, you're going to want to get your credit card out soon. You're moments away from that opportunity to just let that credit card fly out of that purse of yours.
Don't you be sprinkling magic dust on me. I know you.
I you know, we had a
I've worked around a lot of people.
Okay.
Maybe.
So I'm a no pressure guy. So Mary, there are usually 4 types of people that join us and send out cards. Okay, and I just want to go through them. And I have a little cue card here to help me. I'm not that smart. I'm just reading off of a little playing card, right? I know. So tell my mom. She may not believe you.
And your grandma.
Yeah, exactly.
She believes me. I'm sure of it.
Cool. So the first person sees send out cards and they look at all the money and they look at everything and go, you know what, that's all awesome. But the whole time you were talking, all I kept thinking about was how I can send cards and brownies from that phone app. In that case, you come on board as a customer. Okay. The second type of person looks at this whole thing and says, you know what, Case, I've got a ton going on. I've got my plates really full. I certainly know a few people I think I can refer you to.
Yeah,
And so in that case, I call that a referral partner. Basically, you come on board as a distributor, and then you refer business. You can refer it to me. I'll go sit down and do the presentation. They sign up. You get a check. I highly encourage you to be there with me, but as long as they know that we're doing a send out card presentation and it's not just some cold lead, I'm totally down for helping however I can. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm all about the expectations. So number 3 is somebody that looks at all this and goes, this is really awesome. I certainly think I could do something where I want to earn between $200 and $1,000 a month. Let's put a plan together to earn $200 to $1,000 a month. So I call that a number 3, kind of a part-time income earner. Okay? And then the fourth person is the person that looks at all this and goes, wait a minute, you're not that smart, you ain't that good looking, and this is an easy presentation, like let me go to town, let's just go build a business. And I call that the full-time income person. Now obviously I like working with the 3s and 4s best, but I love my 1s and 2s. Okay?
You need them all.
You need them all, right? Yeah. My role in this is I have no emotional attachment whatsoever. What my role is to simply introduce the concept and the platform of Send Out Cards to as many people as I can in as short as time as I have left on this planet. And what they choose to do with it is up to them. That's really how I look at it. Make sense?
Well, I think you have a lot of passion about it, so I think you do have an attachment.
I have an attachment because I know what it's done for my business and my family and my community and my team and my organization and the world is just a better place. I mean, look, the world's filled with a bunch of negative energy and negative news. Being able to counteract that using my phone.
Bless somebody's day with
that
they know you're thinking of them for whether it's business or not.
I'll tell you, for
Either
me,
way. And it does for me personally. When I get a physical card in the mail versus a text message, I mean that's nice too, but I mean, you know, when I get a card in the mail, I mean, everybody loves to get mail. I don't care how old you are. People love to get mail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My nephew is 18. He's in college.
Yeah.
You know, he's not a card sender, and he didn't really get this. But, you know, now that he gets these care packages at college and is, you know, filled with brownies, cookies, and stuff, he somehow all of a sudden goes, well, now, Uncle Casey, now you got to show me that thing you're doing.
It's true. If they could do it on an app, it's no problem for them, as long as they don't have to go to the post office.
It's too much of a hassle, right?
Or the store.
I get it. So what I want to do is I want to show you how we get paid in Send Out Cards. Okay? Now, a couple of things before I show you the money. These disclaimer cards are basically, they say, hey, look, I'm going to lay this out, but your results are going to be based on your activity. I'm going to lay it out to the best of my ability, but if I miss something, it basically lets me off the hook. Okay? So, also I want to show you.
Like that, I can tell.
I don't like being on the hook at all. Like, here, let's look at these really quick, right? Let me also show you that these cards are numbered on the bottom here. I'm not that smart.
Are you doing a trick?
I'm doing a card trick. It's totally. It is a magic trick.
Okay.
I'm going to show you how to put a bunch of money in your purse.
Okay.
Okay. But I just show you because some people go, "Oh gosh, how do you know what card to put down where?" Well, they're numbered. I just put them in order before we started. Okay. So let me show you how this thing works. So when you come on board as a referral partner, a part-time income earner, or full-time income earner, it's a one-time $395 investment. Okay, now I use the word investment. I'm not supposed to. You check with your CPA, your attorney. Well, don't make a claim it's an investment. Blah blah blah. Whatever. I call it an investment. Sue me. Don't know what to tell you. Okay, so it's a one-time $395 to come in, right?
You know he's recording that.
Well, not only is he recording that, there's a bunch of people watching this live.
Okay.
And in fact, the president and the vice president of SendOutCards are doing an event up in Utah, and I'm guessing there are people that are watching this. They're in their room, so it's actually even funnier than that. So here's how this works. When you come on board and SendOutCards, it's a one-time $395. When we get your first 3 customers in your first 30 days, SendOutCards is going to send you a check immediately for $50. Okay, straight away. Now,
no matter how much they spend.
Nope. No matter. As a customer, you come on board for $39 a month. There's no contract. You can cancel it at any time. That gives you 100 points per month, and the points roll from month to month if you don't use them. Okay, so that's what it comes on board as a customer. Okay, so when we get 3 of those in your first 30 days, SendOutCards sends you a check for $50 straight away. Now, I usually tell people to take this $50 and put it over here and don't even count it. Because I want to have you invest in 2 decks of cards. One for you and one for when you share this with somebody and they say, I'm ready to go. You want to be able to give them a deck of cards so they can get practice and get started. So when you come on board tonight, you're going to walk away with your own deck of cards. I got your number. Okay? So here's the first thing we're going to do.
I got your number.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to have it on that card.
It's right here. Okay.
Okay, so here's what happens. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go start showing this to some folks. First time somebody comes on board as a referral partner, or part-time incomer, full-time incomer, they're going to invest their $395. SendOutCards is going to immediately cut you a check for $140 straight away. Just cut a check
When somebody signs up.
Yep, as soon as somebody signs up. Okay?
Regardless of their performance.
Yep. Yep. We're going to do that a second time. SendOutCards is again going to send you a check for $140 straight away. And then we're going to do that one more time. I usually tell people, let's call the first 3 people that would bail you out of jail. If you don't have 3 people that would bail you out of jail, that's probably a different discussion. But I'm going to assume...
These are your buddies.
These are our buddies, the ones that will join us in the business because it's us. Okay? Now, at this point, here's what happens. All kinds of bells and whistles go off because a couple of things have happened. One, you've recouped your investment. 120, 120, 120 is 420, and you've invested 395. So the way I help train the teams, I say, look, let's help everybody get their money back. If everybody just gets their money back.
360. 120, 120, 120 is 360.
I mean 140, 140, 140. I'm just making sure you're paying attention.
All right.
Okay.
That's not right.
Excellent.
Okay.
I normally joke that I was focused on the number 420, but don't tell anybody. That's a different story. We're doing brownies 420. I know we're in LA, but you know,
We're in.
yeah, exactly. The middle of the country's like, what? That's okay. So we try to help everybody get their money back. See, we have fun. You ask what's the difference? We're having a
I
blast
work
here.
as a financial analyst.
Oh yeah, then I'm sorry. Beep, boop, boop, boop,
Okay.
boop, boop, which is robotic.
Okay.
So now these people are we're gonna teach them to get their money back. We're gonna teach them to get their money back, so on and so forth. Yeah. So everybody that comes in as a distributor pays $31 a month, and that gives them 100 points. So as a customer, they pay 100 points is $39. As a distributor, it's $31.
I have a clarification question. With this 100 points, what can you do with these 100 points?
Great question. So those points are what we use on cards and gifts. So remember how when I was doing that app, I said it was 13 points?
Yeah.
It's for that particular card, it was 3 points to send the card, and it was 10 points to send the brownies.
So how do you earn points?
You don't earn them. You buy
just
them.
get them. Oh, you buy them.
Yeah. So that's what your
Okay.
$31 a month auto ship is. It gives you
okay.
100 points into your account. It
Well, what if you
replenishes.
want more than 100
We
points?
make it really easy for you to buy more.
Okay.
It's just a little button. Buy more. We love that button being pushed.
Okay.
And here's why.
Okay.
Because every dollar that comes in to send out cards through anybody that we share the business with, we get a little piece of the action. And they pay that out every single month. So when I said I get a check from them every single month, that's based on our residual, based on all the dollars. And I'll show you that in a second.
Well, I can see how it works.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me about
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. So we also give you a raise and a promotion when you have your first 3 people. So now we start building a little group over here, and we call you a manager. Although I don't know why we call it a manager. Not a whole lot to manage yet. But we now start building a manager, and we give you a huge raise when we start building this. Okay? Because we got your first 3 out of the way. You've got your money back. These people will bring some people in. We're going to go do the same thing. This time when we bring somebody in for $395, instead of $140, SendOutCards is going to immediately cut you a check for $240.
There's 100. That's a third. That's like a 120, 140. That's like a 60% raise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your percentage, not mine. Disclaimer card if she's wrong. Okay.
I'm just trying to
No, I think it's great. I have to tell you, I'm having so much fun. Like the fact that it's being recorded, like this is so much longer than normal, and I couldn't be having more fun, actually.
I'm having fun too, so it's mutual.
That's perfect. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring somebody in again. SendOutCards is going to again cut us a check for $240.
Wowzer.
Okay? And then we're going to do it a third time. Again, SendOutCards is going to send you a check for $240. Okay? Now, if we bring on another person over here, they're going to keep paying us $240. Okay?
That's the raise.
That's the raise. However, here's where it gets a little bit sexy. Watch this.
Okay.
No doves are going to fly out of my sleeve here. So now, remember, we teach everybody to get their money back, right?
Yes.
So now, let's say this person brings in their first person. Okay, so we'll put that person here. SendOutCards is going to pay you $100.
On there.
Yep. On this person bringing in this person.
Gotcha.
Okay. Then let's say Luann is here, and Mary comes in here. SendOutCards is going to pay you a check for $100. Okay. Then this person brings in their second person. SendOutCards pays you $100. Then this person brings in their first person. SendOutCards is going to pay you $100. And then this person, let's say they bring in their third person. SendOutCards is again going to pay you $100.
Who keeps track of all this?
A giant computer system that has wheels
Like
on
a
it. That
database.
goes,
Yeah. So,
yep, it's all a computer system.
and it's in each employee or each
Distributor.
distributor has access to this
Yep, we
information
have-
on their intranet site.
Yeah, we have a back office, and I can literally see up to the second every dollar, every person that's coming in, where those dollars are coming from. It breaks it. It is so reporting wise. I'm a numbers geek.
Reporting wise, yeah.
I'm a numbers geek, so I run my business based on numbers.
Yeah.
Some people don't, but I can tell where every single dollar comes from. Yeah, absolutely. And I've never.
And is there a place on your individual website, or it's an intranet, right? Like it's a site that each distributor has their own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there a place to like track, like stories? Like, you know, people are going to have stories about their cards.
Not
or like,
really.
Because that kind of would be a good idea.
Yeah, not
Like a
really
blog,
on the
you know what I
site.
mean?
Not really on the site. What we have is I'm a part of 3 very active Facebook groups. So we have lots of stories inside of there. We've got lots of videos.
That would be really positive.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if I'm working with, say, like a real estate agent,
Right.
I know there are a couple people that have done some videos on testimonials for real estate agents. So I can go post those and share them over there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Because that would be really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Stories are what the glue is. I mean, life really is a collection of stories anyways. And really what we do in SendOutCards is we're capturing a story. I mean, that's kind of the whole through line.
Right,
of
the
that.
whole thing with the realtor, your friend Deb.
Mm-hmm.
Deb B or Deb?
Deb. Insurance. She's insurance.
Insurance. I mean, that's pretty powerful, just
Yeah.
that story itself.
It's huge. So let's keep going. So let's say this person here brings in their first person. SendOutCards is going to pay you $100. Still. Now this person goes, well, wait a minute. I don't have any of my money back. I want to. So they go show somebody. So they bring in their first person. SendOutCards pays you $100. And then let's say this person goes to work and they bring in their first person. SendOutCards is again going to pay you $100. And then this person goes, you know what? I'm at number 4. I'm going to bring in this
And
person.
you don't have to keep track of it. The database is keeping track of it.
Total keeps track of it. When we put your system in, when we put your card in the system tonight, what's going to happen is that computer is going to adjust everybody in the company that your card is affecting. Right? So it's going to affect Luann's back office. It's going to affect Jody Hennessy's back office. It's going to affect my back office. I'll be able to see you come right inside the system. Like that presumptive close there. Is that good?
That was really good.
Yeah, wasn't it? Okay, so here's what happens. So now there's 12 people here. Okay, we have 12 people. Send out cards. You thought bells and whistles went off here. Now you got the president, the vice president, everybody's jumping up and down doing backflips because we have 12 people in this group. 3 of them came by us. Okay, now we would put another pen here and we could build another group over here. And we would get a raise here. We could build another group over here. We get a raise.
It's like a module. When you get to 12, then.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
I sometimes will tie as rooms of a house, right?
Yeah.
We got this room, we got this bedroom, then we got this bedroom, so on and so
To
forth.
develop software, I think of it as a module.
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
we are modularized. This is
Modularized.
module 1, module 2, module 3.
You know, because
Yeah,
it's the way that, never mind.
no,
It's just the way my brain thinks.
I get it. I get it. So let's go back over here. So this is what we call upfront money. This is money that's paid immediately when people come on board into the business, right? But remember I said that there's a residual component off of every month that people are spending $31 or $39 for
On
their
top of
customers.
this?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So let's go back to this group. This is when you're first getting started. This is where you make the least amount residual. Okay, that's why we want to get this done and out of the way as fast as possible. So in this group, you're going to make 2% of every dollar that comes into this business, into this module. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done the math. If we help these 3 people get 3 people who get 3 people who get 3, everybody gets 3 people and a few customers, your residual check based on 2% of what that equals is about $16,000 per month. Month after month after month after month. Okay?
And that's with how many distributors?
That's with 3 distributors who get 3, who get 3, who get 3 down 7 levels. So you see it right down here. It's 3, 9, 27, 81, 243, 721, 21, 87.
So that's 12 distributors per distributor. You're saying 12, 12, and 12?
I'm saying this person brings in 3, this person brings in 3, this person brings in 3. Then
it's
each
just-
of those 3 bring in 3. Each of those 3 bring in 3, so on and so
that's
forth.
12. 3, 6, 9, 9.
Yeah. Yep. 9 on the next level.
Yeah.
Then those 3, 27. Then 81, 243. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So now remember when I said we get a big raise over here and you calculated the 60%?
Yeah.
So the cool thing about that was I never knew that was 60% because I didn't really care because it's not that great when I compare it to the residual.
Okay.
The residual raise is to me where it gets really cool. So in this group, you're going to make 7% of everything that rolls through this organization. So 350% raise.
Wow.
Okay? Now, before I put this card down and show you the number, keep in mind I said there were a couple of other modules up here.
Right.
So in this group, you make 7%. I'm a couple of modules ahead of this. In my module over here,
Yeah.
I make 17%. So
Wow.
just because your brain works financially,
Yeah.
when I bring in somebody personally, meaning one of these guys,
Yeah.
I make $320, and I make $180 every time somebody comes into that business, and I make 17% of everything in that module.
Wow.
Okay, so you got a 2% thing here.
Yeah.
We build it up. We go 70, and it goes. I'm low guy on the totem pole. There's still a couple of ranks and modules ahead of me. Okay, so this group 7%. So the number of this group, if we looked at just this group, 3 who get 3 who get 3 who get 3 who get 3, and we stop it down at 7 levels, even though it goes infinite deep. That residual check for just this group is about $36,000 per month, every single month. Now, let's combine, we say it's 50 grand a month. Okay? Now, that does not include any of this upfront money. Okay? However, you and I both know people don't do what they're supposed to. Not everybody's going to do it. A bunch of people are going to fail. Maybe a couple of people are going to go crazy. So I like to say, look, that's 50 grand a month. Let's say that 90% of this thing goes to hell in a handbasket. Got a
That's
little kid
16.
over there, so I'm
Yeah.
just like, shh. Goes to heck in a handlebar.
Yeah.
So I say if 90% of it fails, you're still looking at about $5,000 a month residual. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we have this upfront money. Any questions so far?
No, I think I can see it.
Cool. So let me do this. I'm going to have you help me count this money. So I'll take the 20s and the apps. Why don't you take the hundreds? I feel like I'm playing the game Uno.
I know, I was thinking the same thing.
Uno or Go Fish or
You're
something.
Reading my mind. I was thinking Uno exactly.
Okay, so
And this looks like Uno.
do that.
1,200.
Well, what do you got there?
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 1,800.
18. I'm going to have you count those. I'll get these.
1,800. 60, 80, 120, 40, 60, 80, 100. That's 200. 220 plus 1,600. That's 1,800. This was 1,800.
1,800.
So that's 2,020 bucks.
Right. So we basically started with 6 people. We brought in 3, and then we started the second. We brought in 3, and because of that, we ended up having $2,000 laying on the table, and then we started off this residual thing. Any questions?
No, so you're talking about this is the base salary, as I would call it. This would be your commission, so to speak.
Exactly. So in my brain, I look at it the reverse. To me, this is the base, and this is the commission.
Well, that would be.
I would like this base to grow every single month, which it has for 9 years. So I'm thrilled.
That's awesome.
I'm thrilled. So let's come back to these 4 types of people again. Okay. So remember, I said that the first type of person, and number 1, is a customer. The number 1 customer looks at all this and goes, "That was awesome. The whole time you were doing that, I couldn't pay an ounce of attention because all I kept doing was thinking about how I can send cards and brownies from that phone."
I know, totally.
Right? So we call that a customer, number 1. Number 2 is a referral partner. Somebody that looks at all this and goes, "That's awesome. I think this is fantastic, but I'm spinning so many plates. I could certainly refer you business, and I kind of want to just get started." In that case, you would come on board as a distributor, the $395 investment. You would refer me out business. I would go sit down and do the presentation, much like this. Whatever they come on board as, we use your number and you get a check. Somebody asked, why would I do that? Because I'm looking for the person that's going to become a 3 or 4 based on your net worth, right? And number 3 is a part-time income person, somebody that looks at all this and goes, I certainly can bring in 6 people. I think that's pretty easy to do, and I want a plan where I need to earn, $200 to $1,000 a month, right? They've got credit card payment, or they got a house payment, or maybe they've got, well, we're in LA, so they don't have a house payment, $1,000. Maybe a car payment, and a DMV license payment.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be so cynical.
I'm not. And then the number 4 is somebody that looks at this and goes, "Oh my gosh, that was fun. That was easy. You put a little card deck in order. You split it. You showed me how to send brownies on the phone. Like, let's just go to town. Let's just make this a big business, right?" So
Like
here's
you.
exactly. I'm a number 4.
Yeah,
I'm a 4
you-
plus.
You're a 4 plus.
Right? So Mary, here's the big question. Based on what you saw here tonight, if you had to make a decision, which number would you be?
If I had to make a decision.
Yep, now stop. Stop. So you guys, I'm not going to have our answer because we've got a room full of people here, and this is a more of a private conversation. So I want to thank you guys for being on. I hope that this was helpful. I'm sure there's tons and tons of comment. Bruce will tell me in the comments afterwards. But this was a mobile pocket presentation for SendOutCards. If you have any questions, you can get a hold of me. I'm happy to help and answer any questions I can. So thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
We got
Ciao.
hearts flying, hearts flying.
Hearts flying. I love it. Got to go top down.
Okay.
You did? No, you didn't.
He has almost as much energy as me.
Yes.